Hello everyone, Luke here, and after what, let's be real, was a very weak chapter last week, this week's chapter is a hundred times better. Now, it's another one of those chapters where I'm like, okay, come on now, guys. We need to start moving along, getting back to Nico, because Nico's not been in the series for like nearly 2 months now, like, which is very rare for one of the main characters to be out of the series for this long. I mean, even Dr. Stone didn't do that when everyone got petrified. Like, it was 3 chapters, so nearly a month without the main nearly a month without like one of the primary main characters of the series, like or 2 months without one of the primary main characters. Like, come on, guys, we really need to go on with these things. Now, like I said, this is a much better chapter this week because it focuses on something like, hey, this is actually quite interesting, this is quite entertaining, and goes with the established things that have been set up in the series. So yeah, this chapter 220 titled Fired Up for a Foodie Broadcast. Like, obviously with the title like that, it focuses on Charmy, and to be honest, yeah, I kind of get why Charmy now didn't go with Nico. Much as I would have liked it to like someone, I kind of get why she didn't, because obviously, like, she works, I mean, she does as much work as she could possibly do as being a child actor, but she still works, and she's got other commitments, like, she can't just, I don't think she can necessarily drop it out of her, be like, oh yeah, no, I can't do this because I've got to go off and do this, I've got to go off and do this other thing. So I get why Charmy did not go with Nico. She had other commitments to attend to, which is established in this chapter. So yeah, now we're getting a Charmy chapter this week, because Charmy has always become one of my favourite characters in the series. So yeah, it starts off with her and Dorey, like Dorey being the one who in a previous commercial chapter teamed up for her, and now they're teaming up again. So they go over like what the actual commercial is going to be, and they say, so this will be the program's Fired Up Speed's hotspot segment. So doing a segment for a program, and first they'll take the opening shots in front of the restaurant, and then they'll have Charmy and Dorey go inside and taste that extra spicy ramen, and they're something like, does that sound good? Is that something within your range? And Charmy agrees to this. Obviously, Dorey's gonna agree to this, and he's meant to end off like the segment by doing the catchphrase, which is I'm burning up for more. So as they've like got everything established, the director's like, okay, we've got everything going here, so now you two take a short break while we get everything set up to go live. So as they're taking a short break, Dorey asks Charmy, like, hey, are you nervous about this? Which is an actual realistic thing to say, because even me, as someone who's like confident in front of the camera, like I've done these for nearly 5 years, like going on, like, but I've been doing this for a long time, but even then I still get nervous, and especially when going into live shows, I get nervous, like that anxiety that builds up of like, oh my god, this is it, we're actually gonna perform this. Which, by the way, next show I'm doing Oedipus, yeah, doing the Greek tragedy Oedipus, and I'm really looking forward to that. It's been a bucket list play that I've always wanted to do, so really excited for that. And yeah, I'm still nervous about that because it's my first Greek play that I've done in over a decade, so it's nice to finally get back into doing some Greek stories. But yeah, very natural thing for Dorey to ask Charmy, like, yeah, she's nervous and she's scared stiff, and I'm glad that Charmy still has those insights of like being a kid and being scared of like, hey, because she's got responsibilities of being part of this commercial. But Dorey reassures him, was like, you'll do fine, I'll be there to back you up. Before she says, with all the streaming you can do on YouTube, I bet you're totally used to live broadcasts, and yeah, even live broadcast people, like, you've seen some of the live streams that I do with, not just with Control Chaos, but also with the 100 Girlfriends segment, 100 Girlfriends Chaos Squared server. So yeah, even then I'm still like, okay, I'm a little bit like nervous, like am I good enough? Are people interested in what I say here? But yeah, Charming notices like, oh, Dorey looks a little bit tired, and Dorey confirms like, yeah, I haven't slept much because my popularity exploded because of our first commercial, and I've been really busy, so I've had a little less time to sleep. But Charming is there like, oh yeah, now that you mention it, I had heard like you fall dead asleep at the drop of a hat, like a puppet with a strings cut, and with that happening, it says like, oh, you'll be out for 40 minutes. So yeah, as she says this, Dorey falls asleep. So yeah, got a little bit of a problem on their hands here, and yeah, Charming's just there like, no way, you did not seriously just do that to me. Like, oh my god, we're meant to be going on soon, Dorey. Like, can you wake up? Can you wake up? You can't afford to sleep right now. But no use, and Charming's like, oh great, just great, out like a light. And yeah, sure enough, as he goes out like a light, this is the time where like, hey, Charming, Dorey, we need you two to come in. You're about to begin, so we're heading into the restaurant. And Charming's just oh crap, I don't have Nico with me right now. And even though Nico would potentially help me, I think Charming would be like, oh, this is something that will probably make it even worse. So she has no choice. Slump has to come out and be like, okay, Slump, I need you to possess his body. Just do everything with pie his body, just so that we can get through this shoot. And Slump says, no, yeah. There's a slight problem there. Your body is the only one that I can actually fully possess. If I'm to control anyone else, I have to directly hold their body up and move them around, kind of like a puppet. So Slump's going to be the puppet master of Dorey, just so that they can get through this commercial. And Charming at this point is like, okay, yeah, great. I have no choice right now. I've got nothing. I've got no Nico, got no Nem. Like we've just got to go with what we've got here right now. So it's the best out of a worst situation. It's the only choice that she has right now. So yeah, she says that'll have to do. We don't have time. So like, just try and move out. Just like get us through this shot. And as it turns out, Keigo, Khan, and Morihito are actually watching the food show that Charming is actually going to do a spot on. So the commercial starts off with the announcement being like, next up, Fired Up Specialist Hotspots. Today we have two special guests with us, Charming and Dorey. And Charming is the first one to introduce herself. Very professional firm. Really gets into any role that she can actually get. Like, it wouldn't be surprising if like there was an adaptation of Nico's story that was put in the series that Charming just takes to it like a duck to water. And once again, I really do like that about Charming as a character, how 1 minute she could be like, yeah, I'm very nervous about going on stage or going into a camera, but as long as you're here with me, I'm confident. But once she starts getting into it, like once she really starts getting into her role and knowing what she has to do, she like the nerves just like flip off right there. And I've been in that situation before myself, so I can kind of relate to that, where it's like, oh my god, I feel so nervous, so nervous. But once I start getting going, I'm like, okay, these nerves, they were nothing to worry about. And I have made mistakes on stage before. I have, but we've learned to kind of adapt with it, kind of go with the flow kind of thing. So yeah, Charming continues her lines by saying, can you smell it? The mouth-watering aroma of ramen. Wait, I guess you can't. You don't have smell-o-vision. Yeah, when are we going to get smell-o-vision? Yeah, that's a joke. I would be surprised if someone gets that joke. Like, obviously, people who are in America are not going to get it. Like, but people in Britain that are my age who've probably seen TV Burp in the past. Yeah, lots of people are not going to get that reference. But basically, what that joke that I was going for, it's from an old TV series that made fun of like daily TV soap operas, basically the week's TV, and in the show they brought up smell-o-vision, and they actually did a joke about that, like just putting putting earphone jacks into an earphone pod on a TV and putting it up the nose, and that's how you got smell-o-vision. So yeah, that's a way old joke, so obscure that I can't believe I even remember it. But then again, I'm the guy who swallowed the TV when he was younger, according to his mother. But yeah, Kegel points out like, oh, Chom is good at this thing, and Morihito says, oh, I heard this is a fertilized spot for food with you, and they all comment like, oh, she's natural about this, even though it is just her first time. She's very confident in this sense, which, I mean, it makes sense because she's been well established as a famous actor for a while, so she's kind of used to this thing. Probably not used to live performances, but used enough that it's like it doesn't feel like she's going to be like I don't know what to do. So yeah, they go on and say Tommy goes on and says, enough waiting, let's head on inside. And as this happens, Dorey, being controlled by Slump, is moved in kind of like a puppet, so he's kind of like walking like this, like he's a puppet on a string. Hey, bring back Thunderbirds. Bring. I would love so badly to be a chapter that parodies Thunderbirds and subs just like that with the puppets. That would be so funny to see. So yeah, the crew are just there like, oh, wait, well, that was a herky-jerky way to walk. Why is he acting like a puppet? And the director's like, oh, I really wish she wouldn't. This show doesn't need that comedy angle. So they think that this is all just like part of a comedy routine that they're bringing up. As they continue on with the commercial, and they see how bright the ramen is, and Charlie mentions probably not something that she would say outside, but she's doing it for the cameras of she loves spicy food, but then it might even be enough for but then it might be a lot even for her. And as she notices everything going on, she's like, okay, yeah, Dorey isn't waking up for anything. No way, Slump. Are you really gonna do this the whole time? Like, are you actually gonna do all of this? But yeah, she says, oh, he's all in for it. Believe it or not, he has an overconfident streak. I guess I'm just gonna have to buy as much time as just biding as much time until Dorey actually wakes up. So yeah, Slump is there just being like trying to make it so that Dorey does not seem like he is asleep at this point. And they continue on with the commercial as Charmy takes a bite, and it's like, oh, my mouth is on fire, but it's still good. And yeah, she has no choice here. Slum just has to take the cue of Dorey taking the bite. But as he does this, he makes it so that Dorey looks like he's and the ramen is just coming down his face, and the director's like, oh, please, we don't need any more drugs, just do it naturally. Do it naturally. And Thomas was like, don't do it, it's up to life. Stop, get a clue right now. Get a clue right now. The other left, do the other left. And yeah, everyone's just crazy, like, what is this? The two men in a coat routine, like, what is actually going on here? Because all Stumpy's doing as Dorey is just there, like, it's not even going in, and everyone just continuously thinks like, oh yeah, this is obviously just a comedy routine at this point. Some things like, oh, he's being criticised here for everything, even though he is actually trying his best. But yeah, I think it's because someone says like, oh geez, you suck at this. But yeah, because of some overconfident streak, he doesn't think that he suck. And what exactly did you mean by that? But Charmy says, yeah, he's right. There's no way we get a sleeping guy to slump down Ruda. So let just shove him in your mouth already. Just like get us all through this. And even though Slump is trying to do this, like it's just going in every conceivable angle of Dorey's mouth except his actual mouth. Like, yeah, Slump, I don't know what to say, but you do suck at this. So as the commercial continues on, everyone, even like the guys at home who are actually watching this live, they're just there like, what the hell is going on here? Why is Dorey acting like this? And Morihito says like, even the studio is like confused. Like everyone, like yeah, can you imagine being an audience member, like, yeah, just sitting down and then just watching this guy just like slurp his food while also looking like a bit dazed and a bit off? Like, you can imagine, like, okay, what the hell is going on? What the hell is going on with this guy? Has he just like been taken over by a comedic routine? Before Tommy goes on and says, "Oh, the seasoned egg is the restaurant specialty. We have to eat one." And yeah. Charmy's just there, trying to get Slump to be like, okay, just eat it properly. This isn't a game. Just grab it already. Stop messing about. You're embarrassing me right now. Like, you can just imagine the embarrassment that's going on Charmy's face right now. And she said, now isn't the time to see if you can grab it with grab an egg with a chopstick. As two men in a coat, just do it already. So anyway, at this point, he's just there like, fine. I'll just have him pick it up and pop it in his mouth, which is exactly what he does, and makes it swallow whole. As everyone's just there, like, is it me or is Dorey eating like Toriko does? Which, yeah, I never watched or read Toriko, so I can't really comment on that. And don't really want to talk about Toriko based on. Not only what the author did, but the series he made after Toriko, which, let's just say that series was not very good. You know it. Everyone knows what that series was. So yeah, let's just move on from mention of that author and his series. So yeah, as Dorey eats the egg, he's just there like, before the egg starts to literally bob out of his mouth, and they're like, yeah, you didn't even eat it. Now you look like King Piccolo and the eggs, which I guess, I mean, I'm not really the biggest Dragon Ball fan, so is this something that did happen in Dragon Ball with Piccolo and the eggs? I mean, I would have compared it to like Master File from Power Rangers, because that's how he summoned monsters. He threw up eggs. So I guess that's the reference I'll go with. Like, what are you, Master File, with the egg with the monster that you create by throwing up an egg, Dorey? So the director is getting a little bit annoyed by this. Like, okay, forget about Dorey. He's being useless at the moment, so let's just focus on Charmy. Let's just make the best out of this worst situation. And Charmy starts to save it by saying, the egg isn't just spicy, it's also got a rich undercurrent of umami, making it for a deep, complex flavour. Plus, as you swallow it, the tingly aroma of Suchinyam pepper wafts up from the nose, and everyone's just like, oh thank God we have Charmy here. She is so good. Like, she's saving from whatever antics is Dorey doing. And they're just like, okay, Dorey, can you just say something for a second? Obviously, Dorey can't say anything, and I don't think Sub can say anything. So at this point, Sub has no choice but give the thumbs up. And yeah. Even Charmy is like, yeah, that's the best you can do, because obviously Stump can't talk through Dorey, so yeah, that's just the best he can do. As the director thinks like, oh, this is from that commercial, and it like really is like, okay, yeah, that just somehow worked, somehow got the director laughing. So yeah, everyone is just like in awe of what actually happened, as they're like, boy, now I want to try it out for myself. Dorey was so funny too. So yeah, as they do that, they go back to the broadcast is back at the studio, and they're on a commercial break. So they'll come back to them one more time, and they'll give the restaurant info and close with the catchphrase. So at this point, they're like, okay, we're in the clear for the moment, but it seems like a good idea to actually get this commercial up and running and to its close and to this catchphrase. Don't you think, Dorey? Do you mind that? So yeah, Slump is really starting to maintain this act, as Charmy actually points out before she thinks she smells smoke, and it turns out that somebody's burning leaves. So yeah, this is a sleepy rural town. They sometimes do that, so they're going to actually be like, hey, can you finish that up later, because we're trying to film here, and that's going to be kind of distracting for everything. So can you just clear that up so that we can actually get back to filming without it actually distracting us? out. But as it turns out, they don't actually have time to do that. Don't have time to go over to the guy and say, hey, can you just put this out, do it later, so we can just get this commercial going now? Instead they're like, okay, we'll just have to adjust the camera around the smoke to make sure that it isn't doing it. So we're live in 5, 4, 3, 2, and as they continue the commercial, even everyone's pointing out that, hey Tommy, you're doing all the work here, Dorey isn't even talking right now. But as they do this, way below, wind comes in, makes the fire bigger. Like, if they had just, like, waited and be like, I mean, I know they were on a shit timer, but they were like, hey, can you just put that out for a second while we just do this? We're going live, so can you put that out so that it's not distracting? No, they had to just go the extra mile, be like, no, we don't have time, we've got to get this commercial done. And what even know that fire is spreading, and the guys even put this out, it's a tornado fire that happens when a strong wind blows through an updraft. They typically happen around large fires, but given the right conditions, small ones can spew from even such little as a campfire, which is exactly what's happened right now. And the old man is in trouble right now because his legs gave out, so like he can't get away from the fire. And Tommy's like, okay, I have no choice, so go and get him. And even though he's doing it whilst holding Dorey, and Tommy's just like, wait, why are you doing it while holding Dorey? Why are you still carrying him? This is where Tommy's like, oh, he's so used to moving him now that he's totally actually forgotten, like, hey, you can put him down right now. As everyone's just there like, yeah, hello, is everything okay, guys? Are we all right to go? Are we all right to go live? But yeah, this is where everyone gets wind of like, oh, Dorey's running into a fire, that's dangerous. Like, they're like, Dorey, like, Dorey, what are you even doing, man? So yeah, he dove right into the flame, like, holding Dorey, dove right into the flames, and they're like, don't be like for the guy right now. Yeah, Dorey's just like a normal human, so like, don't make it happen like that. And everyone just starts to get really worried. But as it turns out, as he emerges with the guy carrying him, as Dorey emerges with the guy carrying him, they're like, get the camera on him. It's gonna look really good here. As like, wow, what an incredible shot, Dorey, you're a hero. So yeah, we're wrapping it up. Do the catchphrase right now, as Charlie is the only one that can do the catchphrase. And yeah. They're like, don't you think you've burned plenty? Like, probably thinking like, don't you think you've done a lot, Tommy? Or making a joke about Dorey being burnt. And thanks to his heroic rescue, Dorey's probably out to place to new routes, and he's not gonna even know what actually happened. He's gonna have been probably waking up like, wait a second, why am I burning? Like, do I smell a fire? Like, how did I get here? Like, what's all this happened? What's all this that's actually happened? But yeah, that's where the chapter ends. So yeah, like I said, much better chapter this week than last week. Even though it was another buffer chapter before we actually get back to Nico. And yeah, nice to see that Tommy and Dorey are still working together. And yeah, Dorey has more craziness going on with him than sometimes some of the guys in the house. But yeah, like I said, again, hopefully next week, please just let us get back to Nico. Let's get back to Nico, because there's only so much of these, like, okay, great slice of life chapters, but still really like pushing back the story aspects now. So can we please just get back to them, please? But anyway, guys, what did you think of this chapter? Let me know. Like, subscribe, comment, all that jazz. And this will be Lasherluke signing off. Later, guys.